Second topic will be financial formulas. Okay, if you remember before the midterm, let me see if it's recording. Yeah, before the midterm, we did NPV and IRR. So these are the advanced versions of that. This is called XNPV and XIRR. All right, now make a note, NPV and IRR works if you have the data in a continuous timeline. So for example, there are no gaps in your data. So for example, if you look here, it's jumping from 2015 to 2017, and it's jumping from 19 to 21. So it means there's a gap in your data. In that case, you'll have to use XNPV to get the net present value of your investment. Okay, you need one more thing to do these problems, which is called the cost of capital. And this is a percentage. So let's say 8%. Yeah, this is given in the problem. So the cost of capital is given in the problem. You can make a note. All right, so XNPV pretty straightforward. You do equals XNPV. Now in NPV, there were two things, rate and value. In XNPV, there will be three things. The cost of capital, which is the rate, then the values, and then the dates. Right, so the first thing you do is you click on the rate, which is the cost of capital.
Cost of capital was the other.
The second is the values, and the third is the dates. Then put a comma and select your entire column of cash flow. Then put a comma and select the entire column of dates. And close the bracket. And enter. So X and P, remember, will be a number. Now, what is the meaning of this? It's the same as NPV. It means in this investment, you'll make £23,000 more compared to just putting your money in the bank at 8%. So which is a better investment, to do this or to put the money in the bank? Let's call this the bank rate. You're making $23,000 or pounds more in this investment compared to putting the money in the bank at 8%. So now the question is, what is the rate of return you're getting here? That is the meaning of IRR. It's the internal rate of return. So now what do you think? Will it be more than 8% or less than 8%? More, right? Because you're making more money compared to the bank. And same way, you have to do equals X IRR. IRR had just one thing, values. This guy will have two things, values and dates. It's pretty straightforward. So first, you don't need the rate here. You only need the value. So select all of the values first. Put a comma and then select all of your dates. Once again, the XIRR works when there is gap in your dates. Otherwise, you can just use IRR. Close and enter. Select the values, comma, select the dates. IRR works if there are no gaps in your data. But there's a gap here, so you have to use XIRR. And press enter. And make a note, this will be a percentage, not a number. So
NPV even when
that's right. You can still use it, yeah. Right, so look at that. This is an amazing. You're making 39% compared to just 8%. Right, pretty cool. So this is straightforward XNPV and XIRR. Right, next formulas will be two new formulas. Will be called IPMT and PPMT. We have already done PMT last semester, but we'll redo it. So right on, the question is, you want a loan from a bank, yeah? So you say you want a loan of 15,000, and the bank tells you they'll give you the loan at 4% for 72 months. So this is the loan amount, this is the rate at which the bank is lending you, and this is the time period in months. So how do you do PMT? If you don't remember, write this down. You do equals PMT and open a bracket. PMT will give you the monthly payments. So if you ever decide to take a loan, if you use PMT, it will tell you your monthly payments. Right, first thing you do is click on the rate. And remember, the rate here is per annum. So you have to divide that by 12. It's okay. So to divide the rate by 12. Then put a comma. The second thing you do is you click on the total number of months, which is the number of payments, which is 72. Then put a comma. The third thing you do is you click on the present value. This is PMT we are doing, which we did last semester as well, PMT, which is recapping that. And close the bracket. and press enter. So look at that. If you decide to take this loan, your monthly payment will be $234. The only thing to remember here is your present value should be negative here. So if it's a word problem and you make this table, make sure your present value is either negative here or in the formula you put a negative there, whichever. Your present value has to be negative. Now, the monthly payment that you pay each month is always divided into two parts. Do you know which are the two parts? Very good. So the monthly payment that you pay each month is divided into two parts. Write it down. It's the interest and the principal. The monthly payment that you pay each month for a mortgage is divided into two parts. It's interest and the principal. So what IPMT does is it will tell you the interest amount in a particular month. And what PPMT do is it'll tell you the principal in a particular month.
What does IPMT do?
It will tell you how much interest you're paying in your particular month. So for example, you want to know in the 13th month, how much of my money is interest, how much of my money is principal. These formulas will help you find it. So let's see how to do IPMT. You have to do equals IPMT and open equals IPMT and open a bracket. First thing you do is you click on the rate and divide by 12. Always divide the rate by 12. I'm recording this, yeah, so you can take a look. The second thing is, for what month do you want to find the answer? That'll be your period. So say you want to find for month 12. So click on what month do you want to find the interest for? That should be the second thing. Comma. The third thing should be your total time period in months. So click on number of payments. Third thing is the total number of months in your loan. For example, if it's 5 years, you do 5 times 12 and so on. And the last thing again is the present value. And once again, the present value has to be negative. And close the bracket and press enter. So look at that. It's telling you that in the 12 month, 43 should be your interest out of 234. And similarly, you do equals PPMT to find the principal. It's the same thing. So PPMT will be rate divided by 12, same thing. Second thing is click on the month you want to find your interest or pay principal for. Click on the total number of payments and comma principal, same thing. Close and enter. So look at that. In the 12th month, 191 will be the principal deducted, and 43 will be the interest which the bank will take. Always divide the rate by 12. So if you add these two, it's always, if you look at the bottom here, it's always your PMT. Make sense? Now, suppose you want to find for another month, all you have to do is go here and type in, so you want to do it for 15th month, type in 15 here, and automatically the values will change. So that's the thing. If I do month 1, then look at the interest. So the bank always takes interest first. As you go along the months, if I do 4, the interest starts to fall and the principal starts to increase. If I do the last month, 72, look at that. The entire money is going towards your principal, but that is towards the end. Make sense? So the bank always takes interest first and less money is deducted from your principal. So if you decide to pay off the mortgage first, your principal is still high and they've taken more interest. That's the idea. Right? Cool formulas if you want to find out IPMT and PPMT. Make sense? Right. So these two for finances. Let me stop recording for this one.